here we are, middle of turn 2, on the eve of session 2 of our first Twilight Imperium game, hopefully of many this summer. But we're really just getting underway here. We've got our 4-ring, 7-player game out here. All pop planets are being used. We have a lot of our hazards out, asteroid fields, nebulas, supernovas, all that kind of good stuff out here. We're going to give you a player-by-player breakdown of what's happened so far to refresh you for what to expect tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock.
Alright, first up we have Keegan, who is playing the Lizics. These are the Dreadnought specialists. As you know, he already has 2 on the board. A couple carriers for some good fighter support. Well, plenty of ground forces, good resource planets. He is in excellent position. Just won a very nice space battle against the Winnu. Not really any threat to him right now. He already has plenty of tech on the board. If we look over there, he already has Hylar, Deep Space Cannon, and 3 greens. Looks like he's going for maybe Type 4 drives to get his Dreadnoughts to have 2 movement. I believe he's only a couple away from that. He might actually even have the requirement for it. So he is doing very well right now. Next up, we have the Winnu.
So on the Winnu here, we have Dylan, who the Winnu are the supposed heirs to the Lizics Empire. Now, Dylan here, unlike most of the other people, is only present really in 2 systems with his fleet. But you can see in his home system, he's really built up a force of 2 dreadnoughts, which we've improved house ruling in this game, as well as some cruisers and ground troops. And he actually hasn't placed... Oh, I'm sorry. He's only placed one of his command tokens so far, so we can expect him to see some more expansion from the Grawl and Centauri systems. Of course, it looks like he's coming into pretty close contact here with the clan of Sar, who Dan is playing.
Yes, as you can see, I have a very nice position. I've already taken over 7 planets, very well situated. Also have plenty of trade goods available, as we can see here. Sort of deciding what to do now, but are in excellent position. Don't really have much of a threat from the Winnu, as they just lost the battle with the Lizics. Hopefully look to expand, start building up some space docks so I can get moving. As we know, the clan of Sar has mobile space docks, so you're going to expect to see them on the move pretty soon.
Alright, next up we have the Nalu Collective, the ever-present Zero Initiative clan. And we have here Mike Powell, who's really expanded pretty rapidly here. He's got all of the systems adjacent to his home world, and has even started encroaching on what some might consider the Barony of Letnev's territory here, kind of hemming Emma in, as she really has struggled with the automated PDS turrets. We really don't know what to expect with Mike. He's kind of got a very exploded formation here. Probably can expect to see some more expansion, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Mike going for Mechatol within the next turn or 2.
Alright, and then next up we have the aforementioned Barony of Letnev. So far, a little bit tough out of the gates. Probably the worst distant suns, the PDSs. Unfortunately, they're pretty damaging, and they've had some good rolls, so Emma's off to a little bit of a slow start here. However, once she manages to get those planets, that will be a formidable force, as they will have PDSs on each of those planets. They're good resources. She already has a trade station, which she can start refreshing for 2 trade goods. Some decent tech over here. Looks like ready to start going once she get those ground forces that she just built. So that will be more to come.
Next we have the ever-dangerous Embers of Muet with their starting off War Sun. Tom here just got his racial tech, which bumps his War Suns up to 2 movement, which is especially dangerous for if he gets the XRD transport, the Deep Space Cannon. You get 3 movement on those really just brutally powerful War Suns. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of buffer around them, so they're still pretty vulnerable, but he's still keeping it pretty close to himself, hasn't really exposed a lot of, or hasn't really branched out a lot, and it's still a good turn. It might be a turn away from interacting with Steve over here, especially since all his troops for the moment are already locked down, having put all his command counters down. He just has some more administrative tasks to take care of, rather than actual expansion or fighting.
Alright, and last up, if I can get through here, we have the Yathril tribes, which are universally agreed to be one of the stronger races, if not the strongest in the game, with a virtual unlimited stock of action cards and a stall ability that allows them to take all of their actions towards the end of the turn while everyone else is tapped out. Looks like Steve is in excellent position here. If we notice, he has a couple of the stronger planets in the game. Zobat, a 3-1 with a blue tech specialty, and Lodor, also a 3-1 with a green specialty. He has a 2-2 and has a fairly solid home system with 5 influence and 3 resources. He's very well positioned to go in any number of directions. Doesn't have much threat over here in terms of the Lizics, as they've mostly gone for the Winnu, but will have to contend with Tom's and the Embers of Muat's War Sun. So it'll be very interesting to see what tactical decisions he makes.
We'll see you all tomorrow at 1 when we kick off the second session and middle of the second turn of our Twilight Imperium free-for-all game.